As we begin week number 3, we're going to move on and we're going to do rounds number 25 to 41. And you think that's a really weird number, 41 ending. And the reason for it is that there's going to be a repeat pattern right as you see here. So rounds number 32 all the way to 41 is the same as round number 12 all the way to 21. What I'm going to do in this tutorial, I'm not going to make you go back in previous videos to get those rounds. I'm going to add rounds number 12 to 21 to the end of this video, which will take you to the end of round number 41. So what you'll see in the video is that I will say this is round number 12. Remember, it's just a repeat that we'll be doing. So we'll be covering that in today's tutorial. So without further ado, let's head on and let's get going. So let's begin week number 3. We're gonna be switching back to our big hook, a 6.5mm size K. I just put some stitch markers in there so I know where to photograph it. So if you're paying attention to that, just don't worry about it and ignore it. So let's move on now to round number 26. Let's begin round number 26 and let's start off in the corner. And we are going to begin, just do a standing single crochet if you want to, and then chain 2 and 1 single crochet in each. Nice easy round for you to do. And I'm going to single crochet in the first 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And the next one you can see that it's standing off. You see how it's popping off? So that one is gonna be a front post single crochet. So just go around the post as a single crochet and then continue along in the regular stitch work for the next 3. So the ones that come down like this one, you're gonna make that a front post single crochet. So in the corners when you get there, it's going to be the same, of 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and I'll see you at the end of this round. This is round number 26. When you come all the way back around, just slip stitch to the first one and get rid of this yarn, and let's continue on with color D for round 27. Okay, we're gonna begin round number 27. Just slip stitch to the beginning here, and we are doing a slip stitch and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and another double crochet in there, chain 2 to turn the corner, and then 2 double crochet in there. So it's just like what you already know. So we're gonna be maintaining these front posts that we have been before. Let me just finish this. And when you look at the pattern, you'll see that the front posts are standing off. So when you do that, you're gonna be doing front posts around those. So let's continue along, and we're going to do 1 double crochet in the first 4, which will take you to the one just before this front post. So let's count those out together. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the next one you can see that it's a front post single crochet, so make that into a front post double crochet. So it's like what you already know. So the next 3 are just gonna be regular double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And then the next one here is a front post double crochet because it's a front post single crochet from the row below. Just like that. So what I want you to do is go all the way around, just following that same path, and then on the corners it'll be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and just continue around, and I'll see you at the end of round number 27. I'm coming up to the end of round number 27, and we're gonna be doing one more round of this concept, and then we're gonna move on to something new. And then just make sure that you slip stitch to the beginning, chain 3, get rid of this yarn, and let's move on to color E. Let's move on to round number 28 with color E. We're going to slip stitch to the chain 2 space and chain up 3. So 1, 2, 3, double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet to start. So it's exactly what we just did below, and you just gotta pay attention to the ones that are in front. So these right here will still continue to be a front post double crochet. So the rest all the way to that point is all just gonna be a double crochet. So just watch out for those, and then when you get to the next corner it'll be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then carry on around. So just pay attention to the ones that are in the front and make those still a front post double crochet, which is the next one here coming up. So right there. So make that as a front post double crochet to maintain it, and then keep on moving on, and then it's every other 4th one is a front post double crochet, but you just gotta look for it and you'll see it. So please do this all the way around. This is round number 28. Just coming up onto the end of round number 28, just slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, and then we're going to begin round 29. In round 29, last time I did a round like that I actually screwed up a little bit. However, if you're consistent and you always screw up in the same way, it's never a mistake, right? So let's continue along and move on to round number 29. Round number 29, let's just join it with a standing single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. So last time I did a round like this, we were supposed to slip stitch along the top. So if you recall all the way back here where we have the line that lifts off, it should have been a slip stitch, but I did a single crochet by accident. So I'm going to maintain that mistake, so you can do a slip stitch like it suggests in the pattern. So I was telling Jeannie, I'm like, I never saw a slip stitch. She goes, what are you talking about? So it shows I have to pay attention a little bit more. So you go in the front loop only, and you can either slip stitch or single crochet. I'm gonna single crochet. I like the look of the standoff. Again, you decide what works for you. You're gonna do the front loop all the way around, and in the corners it'll be single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and this will be round number 29, however way you decide to do it. So I just came all the way around. I'm just gonna slip stitch to the first single crochet, and I'm going to fasten that off, and then I'll be back in a moment for round number 30 using the color G. So I'm going to start with the color G. Now last time I did a round like this, I actually went right into this space here and not into the chain 2 space. You can decide what works for you, but for consistency I'm gonna go right into the space and go right up over top of the other spot here. And I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet in, and then chain 2 and double crochet in. Again, you can decide what works for you. So what I want to do is that I want to look back to this round here, and I want to use the back remaining loops of that and just apply 1 double crochet into each of the back loops all the way around. So on the corners it'll be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and this is round number 30. So let's continue to do this. If you just fold that in front, you can see the back post, or sorry, the back loops really quite easily. So please do this all the way around. This is round number 30. So I've now just come to the end of the road for round number 30, and I'm just going to join it to the top of the chain 3. So we're gonna move on to round number 31, and then after round 31 we're going to take a look at the charts, and because we need to understand what we're gonna be doing, and then let's move on. So just weave in your ends right now, and let's move on to round number 31. Let's begin round number 31. We're gonna start off in the corner like we already know it, and we're gonna be doing a single crochet, standing single crochet to begin, and then chain 2 and standing, or sorry, a single crochet. So here's what we're going to do with this one. We need to create the spacing, and we've done this in the past, and let's just get you started. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in the very first time around turning a corner, we're going to be skipping only the first 3. That's the only time you're skipping 3. So you'll skip 3 on the other side of this corner. Okay, on the other side. So let's just skip 3, and we're going to single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and then single crochet. Now we're gonna chain 2, 1, 2, and now skip 2, 1, 2, go to the third. And you're gonna do the same repeat going all the way across. So just chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next, chain 2, skip 2, and single crochet in the next. So I want you to do this all the way across to the first corner, and I'll see you there in just a moment, and then we'll figure out how to turn, and then we'll be right back. When you get to the first corner, it says to skip 3, but I don't have 3, so I'm gonna leave this in the tutorial because this is a great off ramp. I like designing patterns, and like when designs have an option to be able to do something like this where you can actually skip something in order to get yourself back on track. So maybe I've screwed up somewhere along the way, but I have gone back and made sure I can see my pairs of single crochets because I figured, well, maybe I've screwed up there somewhere. So just make sure that before you turn the corner, look back, make sure that it is sitting in the right pairs, and then begin again the next round. So chain 2, single crochet. So the first one out, chain 2, skip the first 3, single crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet in the next. You know what to do at this point, and just continue to do this all the way around. I'll see at the end of this round, and then we're going to do something slightly different. So when I get all the way back around, just chaining 2 and then just slip stitch to the top of the first single crochet. So we're gonna take a slightly different detour in this tutorial at this moment. You're going to see a whole new set of footage that you've already seen in the past, because when we look at the pattern we have to repeat a set number of steps, and instead of asking you to go back to different videos, I'm going to place those in now. So let's talk about that first and let's get busy. In the instructions, as we go from 32 to 41, I'm gonna leave 41 in this video, so the next video will start technically at 42. I did introduce this video stating that we're gonna go all the way to 40, so we might as well finish this whole repeat section here in today's video. So we're now gonna jump back and do the 12th to the 21st round all over again. So go from 12 all the way to 21, and what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put those counts back into this video. So we're gonna, it'll look like we're restarting everything, but I'm gonna start on 12 again and go all the way to 21, and I will put that in this video, and then that will take you all the way to the end of round number 41, where we'll meet back up then and we'll just finish off this video, and then we'll continue then 42 all the way to the final for this particular one. So let's continue now, and we're gonna jump back to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21, and we'll meet me back right here. So let's begin round number 12. We're gonna be making petals, and we're gonna start off in any chain 2 space. Pick a space, any space is good but as long as it's a chain 2 corner space. So let's just join it, and we are going to do a standing single, chain 2, and single crochet in there. So in each one of these chain 2 spaces, that's where we're gonna play. So skip over these chain 1 spaces. So if you look at this, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's 6 petal spaces. So in the next chain 2 that you'll run into, we are going to do the same thing with each of those chain 2 spaces. So you're gonna start off with the half double crochet, then a double crochet, then a treble crochet, and then back down to a double crochet, and then a half, all within that same space, just like there. So now in this chain 1 space we're just gonna single crochet, and then you jump to the next chain 2 space and begin again. So you're starting off with a half, and then a double, and then a treble, and then a double, and then a half, and then you're gonna single crochet in this chain 1 space. So you're gonna do that all the way across, and then once you get to the last space you're just immediately gonna jump to the corner. So don't put in a single crochet, well the single crochet really is in the corner, and then chain 2 and single crochet back in, and then begin to do that all the way around. So it's pretty easy round, so just play within those chain 2 spaces to make petals, and just slam in your single crochets in between, and do your corners as 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. Please do this all the way around. This is round number 12. So I just finished my last petal in here, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the first single crochet that I did, and then I'm gonna get rid of this color, and this is round number 12. Let's begin round number 13. We're gonna start off in the chain 2 corner, and it will be a double crochet corner as what we already know. So join it, chain 3, and then double crochet into the same corner, chain 2, and double crochet twice into the same corner. So what we need to concentrate on the most are these grouping of 5 of these shells. They're all 5s, and what we're going to do is that we're gonna play and skip over the single crochet that's in between and play right here. So jumping straight down into the double crochet that's right below when you go to do that. So to start, we're going to start within the first grouping of 5. So you're skipping the first stitch out of the corner, so you come into the next one, and you're single crocheting into the next 5. So 1, and that's just part of the shell. This is the second one of the shell, the third one, which is the middle one of the shell, 4th, and the 5th stitch. Now you're gonna jump down 3 rows below, just right down there, and that's where we want to concentrate, and we're gonna go right into the double crochet into the skip stitch 3 rows below. So you're just gonna wrap the hook and just double crochet, so just kind of peel it. Don't go all the way around, so don't make the yarn come around it, just keep it like this. So it's like mosaic crochet and you're just coming down in front like that. So let's review again. So you're just gonna skip that single crochet that's directly behind it and come to the next grouping of 5, and you're just gonna apply 1 single in each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you don't need to count it, then you don't need to count it. So once you get your 5, you're gonna single or double crochet right into this one down here. So wrap the hook, peel it so that the hook stays to the front, and then double crochet and then go to the next grouping of 5. So you're gonna do that all the way across, and then once you get to the end you're skipping the last single crochet and just doing a 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet corner, and then maintain that all the way around. So once you get this last shell done, you're skipping the last one obviously before the corner, and then just slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3, and then this color is good to go for chain number 13. So we got 2 more rounds to do in today's video, and then we'll be taking a break, and then you'll move on to the next video from that point. So get rid of this color. See you here for round number 14. Let's begin round number 14, starting with F. Gonna go right into a corner. We're gonna start off slightly different than what we're used to. So we're just gonna go in and chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will count as a double crochet, chain 2, and then you're gonna double crochet into the same one. That's what your corners look like. So technically what it will be is that your corners for this particular pattern will be 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. So to start across, what we're gonna be focusing on is that you will see that there's dips in the project. So it's coming down and then up and then down. So we're gonna get ourselves started into the, we're gonna skip the first stitch out. So skipping the first, and we are gonna come into the next stitch, and we are going then to start this to start the following. Sorry, I'm stumbling a little bit. So what we want to do is that we want to start off with the treble. So second stitch over, and then 3 double crochet into the same stitch. So it's like a really interesting shell. And then you're gonna finish that shell off with the treble. So there's a lot going on in the one stitch. It feels wrong on every level, but it's the way that it stays in balance. Then you are going to skip the next 2 stitches, and in the back loop only, which is the top of the shell. So if you're looking at in between these pieces, that's where it's ending up. So you're just gonna go in there and you're going to go in the back loop only and single crochet. Just like that. You're gonna skip the next 2 stitches, and you see that you're right on top of this one that's coming down. That's where you need to be. So you're gonna start the first one off with the treble, and then 3 doubles, and then a treble, all within that same stitch. And then you're gonna skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and that the next one is in the top, it's in the middle of that section, back loop only, single crochet. So skipping the next 2, and you see it's, see how it's coming down. So you're gonna start the first one off with the treble, and then 3 doubles, and then a treble. So you're gonna do this all the way across until you get to the corner. So in the corner you'll end up with this shell work, and then you'll immediately do your corner of 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. You'll skip the first one and then restart your side again. I know it's hard to see because it's white, but that's what we're going to do, and you will see that it will fill in those little holes that dip down before and give it some really nice definition. So continue this. This is round number 14. So I'm just coming up to the end of the round. Remember that we started with chain 5, so when you go to join, you want to join to the 3rd one up so that you leave 2 chain spaces open. And so you're gonna get rid of this color, and the final round for today's video would be with color B. Of course, if you're changing out your colors, you can decide whatever you would like to do. So let's continue and let's finish this off. So for round number 15, we're gonna start off, and we're just gonna do a nice easy round. So just joining it to the chain 2 space of a corner. and you are just going to join it and chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the same one, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into the corner space. Nice and simple round. With this one we only want to work in the back loops only. So starting in the very first one, and you're gonna apply 1 double crochet in each of the back loops going all the way around, and then in the corners it's gonna be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in there. So just working in the back loops only, 1 back post or back loop double crochet in each, and maybe at the end of this round, and this will conclude today's video. Okay, I'm just finishing up round number 15, and I'm just gonna slip stitch it to the top of the chain 3. So let's begin round number 16, and 17 is identical. The only difference is the color. So you'll change the color when you move on to 17. So you'll do 16 and 17 before moving on in this tutorial. To get started with this particular concept in the corner, it's exactly the way that you just did it in round number 15 in week number 1. So just put it onto the hook first, and then pull through and through, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into that same one. Okay, and then chain 2 to turn the corner, and then 2 more double crochet into the corner. So like you had been before, it's going to be 1 double crochet in the back post, or sorry, the back loop only. So just wrapping the hook and going into the back loop, and you're gonna do that all the way around, and then in the corners it'll be 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet, and you'll do that. And then when you get back here, you'll just finish this off, which I'll see you back here in just a moment with that, and then you'll get started on the next color and then do exactly the same thing. So I'll see you at the end of this round. When you get all the way back around, you're just gonna come right to the final stitch and then slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. I need you to fasten off this yarn like we did in week number 1. So fasten off and just restart again in the corner and do exactly the same thing, but using the color A. So I will see you at the end of that. That's round number 17. So we just finished 16, now moving on to 17, and then I'll see you after that. So do number 17 for me now. So let's move along to round 18. So we're gonna use color G. Gonna attach in any corner that you wish. And we're gonna do a standing single crochet. So just going in and pull through, you'll have 2 loops, pull through the 2, and that's a standing single crochet. You are then going to chain a total of 2, 1 and 2, and in the same corner single crochet. So like the last 3 rounds, we're going to stay on the back loop only. It's the last time we're on the back loop for a while, and you're just going to single crochet in the back loop only. When you get to the corners, it'll be 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and you're gonna do this all the way around, and this is round number 18. So I'm coming around on number 18 right to the very end. Do not fasten off at the end of this. This is actually take number 2 that I fastened off, and it looks like we're gonna continue on one more time. So with at least one more time, we'll see when we get there. Slip stitch to the beginning, single crochet, and hold, and let's review number 19 next. So let's begin number 19. So we're going to slip stitch to the next chain 2 space, and we're just gonna come in, and then that's where we're going to start. So we're going to chain 3, which counts as the first double crochet, and double crochet again into that same spot. You're then going to chain 2 and 2 more double crochet into that same spot. So this round is really quite easy. We're gonna create spaces. In order to do that, then we're just going to begin and chain 1, and we're gonna skip the next stitch. So the next stitch is right here. So let me just zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see that. So it's right there. It looks like it's being part of the corner, but it's not. So it's there. So you come immediately to this one, and you're going to double crochet, and then you're going to chain 1, skip a stitch, and double crochet in the next, and you're gonna do that all the way across. And I'll see you at the first corner to make sure you're turning the corners properly, and then I'll see you at the end of this round. Do not fasten off at the end of this round as well. So eventually you'll hit a corner. You're gonna skip the last stitch that's available, still chain 1 and do your corner. It'll be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Then chain 1, skip the first one out. So the first one always looks like it's buried, so skip this one and go immediately into the next. Double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. I'll see you at the end of this round. This is round number 19. So I'm coming all the way back around and I'm just doing my skipping where I need to, and then chain 1 and then join to the first. So round number 20 is going to use the same color, but we need to slip stitch to the chain 2 corner first. So slip over 2 times. So how we're going to do that is that as we move into round number 20, we're going to chain up 1 first and do 1 single crochet, chain 2 and 1 single crochet. Whenever you start after the corner is done, you're going to skip immediately the first one and start in the second one. But when you get to the other side, you're not going to skip the last one. You're just going to continue to single crochet into those. So skipping the first stitch, doing 1 single crochet in this one, and then in the chain 1 space put 2 single crochets like that. And now go to the next chain 2 space and then, or sorry, chain 1 space and put 2 single crochets in there. And you're gonna do that all the way up. It's gonna thicken up that area. So remember the very last ones when we get there, you're gonna go right into these last 2. Then the corner is gonna be 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, but immediately skip the first one out of there, start at the second, and then go into your chain 1 spaces with 2 single crochets. Please do that all the way around and I will see you at the end of this round. So just to recap so I don't end up with comments here, so the last chain 1 space is gonna have 2 single crochet and then you're going to single crochet in the final 2. Then you'll turn your corner, so it'll be a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and you're gonna immediately skip the first one out there, go to the second, single crochet, and then go into the chain 1 space and put 2 in there. And when you get all the way back on round number 20, remember that you are going to single crochet the last 2 stitches. You're not skipping over anything, and then you are going to join it to the first single crochet that you started with. You're gonna get rid of this color, weave in your ends, and let's begin round number 21 next. Okay, let's begin round number 21. Let's come into a chain 2 space corner and attach, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, that's your first double, and then double crochet again, and chain 2 and 2 more double crochet. All right there. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to create what is called the clusters. So you're gonna chain 1, you're gonna skip the first stitch, and you're gonna cluster into the next. So when you do a cluster, you're gonna wrap going into the stitch, pull through 2 and hold it, and do that again. So wrap, same stitch, pull through 2 and hold. You have 3 loops, pull through all 3. Then chain 1, skip 1, and do the same thing in the next. So you're going to do that all the way to the corner. So wrap and in, pull through 2 and hold, wrap and in, pull through 2, and then pull through all 3, chain 1, and then skip the next one and do the same thing. So I'll see you at the first corner to make sure you're turning right, and let's continue from that point. I know it's really bright on screen. Let me just see if I can back you out for the next footage. When you get close to the first corner here, then you're just chain 1 and you're just gonna go skip 1 and you're doing the cluster. Then chain 1, skipping the last one and go right into the chain 2 space, and it's gonna be 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. Okay, then chain 1, skip the first one out, which is right here, go to the second and start your clusters again. So I'll see you at the end of this round. This is round number 21. Okay, coming all the way around number 21, it's just chaining 1. I'm going into my last stitch, just following the pattern as I know it, chain 1, and then just join to the top of the chain 3, fasten this yarn off. So now I've finished all the way to round number 41, and you can see a repeat happen, and it was very similar to what we had already done here because it was a repeat. So we're going to move on in the next video from rounds 42 all the way to 50. I still have to weave in my ends, so I'm trying to hide those from you today, and in any case we're gonna move on, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.